You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Welcome to another great edition of Cajun Sports Radio, as we got a big show playing for y'all tonight. It is Sunday. We in June now, June the 2nd, 2013. As I do that, I bring in my co-host, the happy for some reason, very happy today, Kyle Coyote Bruyere.
Hey Lane, what's going on? Hey everybody.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? We got a lot of stuff planned. A lot of stuff. Let's give you the format real quick. Before we get into anything, though, Dad, we're gonna talk a quick baseball update, like 2 seconds, and give people a quick update, and then later in Coyote segment, which is towards the end of the show, we'll give you all of the news and notes from the Baton Rouge Regional. But Dad, go ahead and update everybody real quick on what's going on in that Baton Rouge Regional.
Yeah, real quick, y'all. We just we weren't fortunate enough. It's not televised. Nobody understands why. But real quick, it's gonna be tonight. LSU would take on what a barn burner. They would take on their hometown UL. UL Lafayette will play LSU at 7:00 on ESPN3.com. That's the only way you can watch it.
And a couple of news.
If you got Cox, a sidelight, it is not televised.
Couple of news and notes. If LSU wins, the regional is over with. If UL wins, it goes on to tomorrow for the championship. That's how it works. UL, of course, had to play an elimination game today against Sam Houston State. We'll get into a whole regional, or LSU and UL side of the regional. That's what everybody cares about around here. Later on in the show, as Dad continues to spray his computer spray, in Coyote segment. But right now, let's get into the big national topic. And even Dad was tuned into it last night, and that is the NBA playoffs. As since the last time we were on the show, San Antonio took care of Memphis, and now San Antonio, Dad, is just waiting for the winner of Indiana and Miami. And we thought Miami was going to put it to bed Saturday night, and then Indiana just plays so dang hard.
Yeah, Lane, I'm very, very shocked. I know you keep up with it more than me, but here, San Antonio, hats off. They played ball. They just sitting and waiting. All I can tell y'all is I thought the Heat was just going to go through the series. Hats off to Indiana. Lane, I'm telling you, what I watched last night, Miami's in a bind. They're in a bind. They can beat them. They can win this series.
Oh, of course they can. They've done 3 games so far. Indiana in it. But the only thing, Indiana struggles on the road, and that's where Miami gets them. But regardless of what happens Monday night, Miami's in a bind, and I'm gonna tell you why. LeBron James is very talented. We all know that. But what made this Miami team so talented, and what made everybody think that this team was going to be so good, and that's why they won a championship last year, was not only LeBron James, it was supposed to be the help from Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Mostly Dwayne Wade. Let's look and see at what Dwayne Wade did last night, or Saturday night.
LeBron can't carry the whole load. I'm telling y'all now.
He can't do it all. He can't. And Michael Jordan, guys, and I know we always compare Michael to LeBron, even though there's really no comparison, but he didn't even start winning titles, people, till he had help. He win. He wasn't winning titles by himself. He didn't start winning, Dad, till he got some help.
5 people on the team, y'all. 5 people.
Well, it's not so much that. Of course, there's 5 people on the team, but
no, 5 people on the court. I mean,
on the court,
right? You know what I mean.
But it's the other superstars. It's other superstars. Like I said, Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
He shot 3 for 11 Saturday night for 10 points.
Yeah, you can't.
No, 1 assist, 2 steals, guys. This is a future Hall of Famer. This guy's y'all remember?
He fell to pieces. I watched.
Okay. Yeah, he did, and his jump shot is non-existent. We remember this guy won a championship with Miami in 2005 with Shaq, if you remember right.
Yep.
Chris Bosh. Huh?
Yeah, with Shaq.
Did you just try to say with the Lakers?
No, I messed up on that one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He's been with Miami his whole career, but anyway.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just so much going on, Lane. You know.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, Chris Bosh, the other big guy. He came from Toronto, Dad. He came in the same year as LeBron did. Dad, 5 points. 5 points.
Yeah,
you know, and the rest of the LeBron James almost had more points than the rest of the team combined. Another factor was no Birdman. You remember the Birdman? Everybody remembers he played for the Hornets. He had all those tattoos and all. Well, he came to Miami a few months ago, Dad, and he's made a big contribution, especially in this series because of his inside presence defensively. Because that's all Indiana does is bring the ball inside. That's most of their game. And Birdman has been helping, or Chris Anderson, whatever you want to call him, has been helping with the defense in the post, Paul. So, and he wasn't there because he got suspended because of a technical that he had the night or the game before.
Okay.
So, Game 7 gonna be Monday night, guys. Game 7, winner goes to the NBA Finals, which start June 6th, Dad, which is Thursday. So we start the NBA Finals.
Give him a few days to rest, but Lane, let's go back to something real quick that you have said and said. I got to give it to you. The whole playoffs, the San Antonio Spurs. How do they do this every year?
Every
year now, y'all. Everybody says the Lakers. You know, it's always the same. That's unbelievable. Every year, when the playoffs come, they make it. And you know, like they wasn't making noise. You know what I mean? During the season, you know, they made the playoffs. Once the playoffs hits, that's veterans. They just come alive.
What's interesting, they were a 2 seed. Nobody talked about them. It's like this every year.
No, they always fly under the radar.
Every year. And the thing is, look at last year. Last year, they came 1 game away from being in the finals against the Heat.
They're there every year.
Every year. They're always there. And people call them the most boring team in the NBA, this and that. Hey, they're winning ball games. You know, and I don't find them that boring of a team. You know why people, Dad, find them boring? Because they don't make things difficult. They don't have players on their team running their mouth. You know, They don't fight on the court. They play basketball. Tim, you got future Hall. Look at the coach. I say right now, Popovich is the best coach in the NBA. You got Tim Duncan, Tony Parker that are older. Look at Tim Duncan. He's what, 38 now? I mean...
Oh, yeah, he's way up there.
Tony Parker, Ginobili, they're all up there in age, but they're taking... It's... When you get that in basketball, and you know a lot about this topic, when you get up there in age, yeah, you lose a lot of your durability, but you kind of have that smarter edge with the basketball in your hand, right? Like, you know which shots you could take, which shots you're more comfortable with. Am I not right?
You're completely right.
You know, look
at Lane, I hate to cut in front of you real quick. That's a couple of people just text me. Why ain't we on the air? We're on the air. I don't know why they can't. I don't know why they can't pull it up.
Cajun Sports Radio.com. Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah. No, this is our normal listeners, Lane. 2 of them just text me.
Let me check that out real quick while you talk a little basketball here. But go ahead, check over for me. Real quick.
Going back to what Lane said, you know, you got, you know, they're older, they're veterans, they're older players, but they very well coached. The Heat, you know, as far as talent, And I figured, no problem. It takes 5 together to play on the court. One man cannot do it.
Real quick, I don't know when you got that text. It's working. I just checked it. We're up at CajunSportsRadio.com.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, just got the text back. Both of them. Okay. Y'all on. I don't know what happened.
You did? But anyway. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up. But, yeah, what you were saying is, go ahead back what you were saying.
I was just backing you up with saying about the veteran NBA players. Like, the Spurs and all. They're well coached. I mean, they just, it's like they used to be in there. That's just like, here we go. I'm going to jump the NFL real quick. The Patriots, every year, where they at, Lane? They're going to make
the conversation. And there is a huge comparable factor between the Patriots and the Spurs. They both, I'm telling you, Dad, they got a similar team between both of them. They're always, the Patriots aren't the most loud team. Dad, without Tom Brady, the only reason why the Patriots get any media attention is because of Tom Brady. I mean, let's face it.
And Tom Brady's wife.
Yeah.
She's the model for, remember, she always got to open her mouth. She's the model for Victoria's Secrets. And she ends up always saying something wrong. You remember when the Patriots lost the Super Bowl? She ran her mouth.
She blamed it.
He had to apologize. He had to apologize for her.
And she blamed, because you remember it was down to a missed pass. I thought Brady overthrew it. People said Wes Welker dropped it. Of course, I didn't. Wes Welker now in Denver, but guess what? We're going to talk more. I don't want to get it kind of out of our way here. I got a lot of NFL news and notes, including Saints news and notes. We also have a good LSU story, Dad, that you're going to enjoy. That involves the Mad Hatter. You might know about it, you might not. That'll be coming up later in the program. But right now, if I had to ask you, the 3 teams that are left, San Antonio, who's waiting, Dad, they've been waiting. They've been relaxed. Oh, yeah, they done took a cruise. They out. They chilled out. Okay, and you got Indiana and Miami. If you had to pick one team right now that's going to be the NBA champ, who would it be?
Well, I'm not taking nothing away from the Heat. The Heat, when they all clicking, they're hard to beat, y'all. When they have a good... If the Heat beats Indiana, it'll be the Heat and the Spurs.
They will. They're going to beat Indiana.
Okay.
In game 7.
Well, Lane, I like the Spurs and all, but let me tell you something. The Heat's going to take it. If the Heat beat Indiana, the Heat's going to take it because they're gonna go back to clicking. They just had a bad night.
It's not.
Too much talent.
No. I got to disagree with you. It ain't been a bad night. This has been going on for a couple of weeks. Dwayne Wade's not healthy at all. I don't know what his deal has been. LeBron's had to put this team on his back this whole series. All I'm saying is that Indiana has struggled on the road in this playoff, the whole playoffs. We forget, man, Indiana barely got out of the first round.
Yeah.
They've
been just playing some good ball.
They've been playing hard ball. Chris Bosh has got to step up. He's got to step up in Game 7. But you asked me a question a couple of weeks ago. I predicted, I talked about it last week, Spurs, Heat, would it make a difference? I said if the Spurs can take care of Memphis early, and if Miami had problems with Indiana, that would be huge. That would be good for the Spurs. And it's playing out perfectly for the Spurs. Now, I know one thing. I know another thing. What, Dad?
No, go ahead. I don't want to put in front of you. Go ahead.
Another thing is, ratings-wise, the Heat are a huge ratings draw because of their main big 3, of course, especially LeBron. If Indiana happens to win against Miami, and it's Indiana and San Antonio, it's going to be a complete disaster for the NBA as far as ratings are concerned. Yeah. I mean, you got two. So David Stern and the rest of the big money ABC, because the finals are all on ABC. That's big money.
Oh yeah.
If they are banking on the Heat to win tomorrow night because there's a lot of money involved. But you know what? If I had to pick a winner right now, with the way the Heat are playing, I'm saying it's the Spurs' year. Something's not right about this team right now. They're not. Dwayne Wade just doesn't look healthy, and that's really the main aspect right now. But we'll see. A lot of basketball left.
Yeah, it's still got a lot of like they do play. He plays at home the last game.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but that's the huge factor right there. You know.
Well,
they just gonna put it. They just gonna put it to sleep tomorrow night. It's over.
Well, that's what I was taught. Well, Game 7. This is for all the marbles anyway. Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, though. Indiana is terrible on the road in the playoffs. They played really good at home, but kind of struggled on the road. But then again, who knows, man, with the way Indiana has been surprising us. Who knows? I like the Heat, like you said, just talent.
Oh,
can you imagine?
The talent, you know, they just got so much talent. But the way that, look, y'all, at least it's been very fun to watch the NBA playoffs, y'all. It ain't been no just blow them all out. But the Spurs really took care of business. And that's what you called. You said if the Spurs can take care of business and get some rest, they're going to be awesome. And what I see you right.
Yeah, and it comes down to durability for the older players. That Spurs got a lot of older players.
Veterans,
a lot of veterans, and they getting big time rest. They're getting a lot of rest, and you ain't hearing nothing out of them. They've been very quiet. Exactly. They took care of a really good Memphis team. They shut them out 4-0.
Yep.
But all I'm saying is, Chris Bosh, the Heat's big man. He has not wanted to. Indiana's very rough. They're very physical inside. And it seems like he doesn't want to play inside. Like, he doesn't want to deal with that roughness that Indiana is bringing. All I'm saying is, if he doesn't bring it, because I've done lost faith in Dwayne Wade. He's not healthy, and he can't be counted on. It seems like lately he's missing jump shots that he's wide open on. Bosh he's
not having a good playoff series now at all.
He's not healthy. That's what it comes down to. He's not healthy, and it's not LeBron cannot do it all by himself. Monday night, they're gonna need some help from Chris Bosh. Now I understand you have Ray Allen and the others, but it comes down to that. But we got a lot more stuff to cover in the show. Doing that, we'll go ahead and get our first commercial break out of the way, and I'm going to tell you what we have planned for the rest of the show. Right off the bat, we got a few Saints and news and notes, some good, some bad. Something that might shock you when it comes to the Saints organization. We have a funny, cool story about LSU involving Les Miles that I thought was a good thing, and it shows how Les Miles loves the attention. We got some college football news, some big news coming out of Notre Dame this week. We have also some NFL news, some injury notes, Paul, that is good and bad, can affect the Saints in this coming year. And also, Coyote segment, which we will break down LSU inside the Baton Rouge Regional. This is Cajun Sports Radio. We will return in about 45 seconds. Thanks for listening, guys. Be back in a second.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Lane from Cajun Sports Radio, and right now we have to talk about Best Buy KTV. This is something that you need to know about. Best Buy KTV is a full-service mechanic shop, locally owned and operated, specializing in the repairing of most ATVs, dirt bikes, and motorcycles. They sell a full line of aftermarket as well as factory parts and accessories. They have a factory-certified mechanic on duty at all times. They are an authorized high lifter, gorilla, STI, and ITP dealer. They are located on Highway 1 in Echo, Louisiana, about 7 miles north of Marksville. Their operating hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit their website at www.bestbikeatv. Contact them at 318-597-9022. Once again, www.bestbikeatv.com. 318-597-9022. You're going to want to check them out. You will be very impressed. Tell them that Lane from Cajun Sports Radio sent you. Thank you.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Did I mean to treat you bad? Yeah, but I did anyway. And then maybe some say your life was sad, yeah, but you lived it anyway. And so maybe.
Welcome back to Cajun Sports Radio. Once again, we are presented by Best Bike ATV. Also, go check out CajunSportsRadio.com, and if you want to get involved with the show, Facebook us or tweet us at Cajun Sports Radio. You can also get involved with the show, be live on the air when we are live, of course, by clicking on the chat box on the right-hand corner of your screen. Getting involved by typing comments in that box, or you can give us your number. We call you. That's how we have to do it on this show to get you live on the air. That's the way we work here. Don't be shy. We're not going to bite anybody here. Okay, just Sports Radio. But Dad, let's get some NFL injuries out of the way real quick. The popular tight end we're talking about the Patriots over, right? And Rob Gronkowski, he's going to have the tight end out of New England is going to have back surgery, which is pretty big. He's not going to be ready for preseason, and I don't know how long this isn't good. He's not going to be ready for training camp.
What happened, Lane?
This is something that started last year, and it's bothering him, and he's been putting off, that they feel he's going to have going into the season.
A bad time to put it off, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing. Yeah, and he's not gonna. You could forget him playing it down in preseason. That's not happening.
Oh no.
No, he's not. He don't need to play preseason to begin with. But you can forget that. Also, another big injury that we heard about was Michael Crabtree, the receiver out of San Francisco.
Yep.
He has a torn Achilles, which is huge. He could miss some time out of next season.
That's very, 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 very bad injury there, Lane.
Yes.
Very bad injury.
So, I mean, there's other news.
I hate to hear that.
Also, Arian Foster, running back out of Houston, is having some, calf muscle. He had a strain in it pretty bad in OTAs, but they're saying it's nothing serious. But let's talk about what's going on in Saints camp. I'm hearing from Rob Ryan himself, and we've been hearing all week from the Saints players, including Drew Brees, that everybody just feels like they want to be there. Everybody's smiling, cutting up. They're happy to be there. Rob Ryan made a comment that everybody is catching on to his new style, Dad. They're catching right on, and they're enjoying the way he's running the defense.
I tell you what, Lane, that is very huge, y'all. We need to take that in big consideration, because everybody was nervous about all this, and hats off to Sean Payton for making that move, because we still don't know what's going to happen. But Lane, he looks like he's a team player. He wants to be there. The players want to play for him.
Uh-huh.
That is the big deal. That's what I'm excited about. They want to play for him.
Right, and
so I am so excited. I am.
What it mainly amounts to is he's got that style that fits this defense. That fits, Vilma. I should have known when Vilma took less money to stay with the Saints that he liked him. I guess we should have looked more into that.
Right.
But like you said, what it does is it gives us a good feeling about this season, and nobody's held out at all.
That's very, very, very unusual that no one holds out. Everybody, we talked about that last week. Everybody went to the camp. You didn't have none holding back. So, look, y'all, everybody's exciting for the season.
Now, I hate to put a damper on things, but we got a couple of news stories that are bad coming out of Saints camp as well. One being earlier last week, Joe Morgan, the receiver that the Saints really, really need to count on with Devery Henderson not going to be here this year, gets a DWI, guys. How big is this, Paul?
Lane, if it would, I'm not. You want me to just come out and tell you real quick? I'm not really that worried about it.
You better be worried. He's going.
Well, it ain't college, Lane. It's pro. Money
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. He's going to have to miss some time from this. It's a DWI.
Well, yeah, but I want to laugh about it because.
It's funny. Somebody drunk. Yeah, that's funny. A DWI. That's hilarious.
The DWI. This is a good player. His lawyers is going to take care of all this, y'all. That's all I can say. Believe me. The lawyers will take care of this.
That's fine, but it's out in the news, which means the Saints and Sean Payton are going to have to punish him somehow. Somehow or another, because it's a news story. It's out there.
Yeah.
That he got the DWI. He's going to have some type of, punishment or something like that. Guys he was huge for is he had some big catches last year, and the Saints want to move him into that 3-hole or the slot hole and give him those big passes down the field. They're really relying on him this year. I read a news.
Make a few phone calls and take care of that quick.
It doesn't matter what type of phone calls they make. They're going to have to suspend him or something during the season. I read an article.
You reckon that, Lane?
Yes. People who get DWIs have to get suspended in the NFL. You get a DWI in the NFL. People have gotten kicked off of teams for this.
Oh,
that's a big deal.
I thought it was a big deal for college. But for pros,
that's a huge deal to get a DWI in the NFL, just as big as college. That's a huge deal.
Oh, okay, well, my bad. I figured...
in fact, I read a story just now that stated that this could end up bringing Devery Henderson back. That they could end up possibly releasing Joe Morgan over this. I mean, that's how big this is.
Well, my bad, y'all. I just figured it wasn't no bigger deal.
It's a DWI. What you mean it's not a big deal?
I know it's a big deal. This one will talk to this one and kind of take care of it.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's an NFL player. I'm not saying...
nobody picked up Henderson.
No.
He'd be glad to come back.
He'll come back. And I'm not saying, he's a bad person for having a DWI. I'm just saying other players have gotten in trouble for getting DWIs. It's not as if it's not a big deal. But in another bad Saints news and note, we got some cap room problems. Okay, coming into next year, including salaries that we have, the Saints are looking to be at about $140 million in the 2014 cap range. We need to have it at $120 million, which is bad. Which means next year we're going to have some salary problems. We're going to have to cut. In other words, next year we're going to have to cut a few good people, possibly. We're going to have to cut some big salaries, and that's not good.
Well, they gave Breeze a good check, so that does, and y'all Breeze is worth it, but y'all can all say what y'all want. When they signed Breeze with that big check, it does go down the line, and a lot of players know that. Vilma said that. Vilma said, they know that. They know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It falls down the line.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we're getting at. And I just want to go ahead and make a statement. I wasn't saying that, it was like he killed somebody that he got a DWI, Joe Morgan. I was just saying that he's going to get punished for it. Dad was acting as if nothing's going to happen to him. Something's going to happen to him.
Yeah, he'll get a little a little suspension from preseason, and that'd be it. It'd be all over with.
I don't know. I hope so. I hope you're right. But I've seen a lot of players get kicked off of teams over this. But anyway, let's move on. The Mad Hatter, a.k.a. Les Miles.
Oh, we jumping to college? We're going college?
Well, what else? You want to talk more pro?
No. I was just wondering. Real quick, Lane. You said about next year, year after. Isn't Graham ready for that big contract? This is his last year, right? This year coming.
I tell you what. Let's look at Jimmy Graham's contract. As you talk about Jimmy, I'm gonna pull his contract up. Oh, go ahead.
I believe this year, y'all. After this year is his contract year, and he said he would never play. And I'll repeat, would never play with no one besides Drew Brees. Y'all remember that? They all say that.
They all say that until the money ain't there.
They all say
that. You think he's gonna play? You think he's gonna make this stat? Right now, he's making $500. Last year, he made only $540,000.
That's right.
$45,000. No, it was $40,000.
Well, hold on. There was some bonuses in there, believe me.
No, that's his salary. Well, he might have had a couple of bonuses, but base salary, that's about what he made.
Right.
You really think that when his contract comes up that he's only going to make that? No, that's his rookie contract. He's going to want big money because he's one of the best tight ends in the league.
And that'll be next year, right, Lane? Not this year coming. This is his last year, right?
I think it is.
I know it is. This is his last year. Then they're going to have to write a check.
Well, yes, it is. His contract will be next year. You were right. Next year is when it's coming up. And the problem is they're going to have to pay him. He's going to he's going to want to be one of the richest tight ends in the league. They're going to have to pay him. And I'm glad you brought this up because that's going to have a huge effect.
That's what I went to say. That's why I brought it up. I knew that was coming.
I mean, you amplify that with the fact that the Saints are already going to be $20 million over the cap limit.
Right.
Could we potentially lose Jimmy Graham next year? I mean, I hate to scare people.
I just hope they ain't been saying too much, y'all. I don't know if y'all remember this. Towards the end of the season, he's been having a lot of back spasms. I hope that all that straightened out. Y'all, he was hurting. He played hurt a lot last year.
He played hurt a lot.
Drew Brees said that. He said, he played hurt a lot of times, y'all.
And I
hope everything's all right.
And you know that he's going to want to get paid for that. Because think about it. He was playing hurt, making that small money, that rookie contract money. He's going to look at the Saints and say, hey, remember all them times I played hurt for y'all? You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Him and the Saints will take care of that. They will take care of that.
I don't care if he's not a Saint, if he ends up, God forbid, somewhere else, he's going to make big money. That's just... And we've seen a lot of teams have to get rid of tight ends because they can't afford them. We've seen it a lot. I think he's the best tight end in the game. I think he's better than Gronkowski out of New England. I've been saying that all along.
Well,
he's more athletic.
They tit for tat, Lane. That's tit for tat. They both running the same numbers.
Yeah, but you watch Gronk, and he's very good. Don't get me wrong. But you watch it how high Jimmy can jump, and his vertical leap to me has just always been impressive. I love watching him play. His basketball skills and things like that. And I'm glad I didn't look at the time. We got some time to talk a little pro. But I'm glad you did bring that up because it is a huge thing going in the next year. It really is.
Yeah. Well, we go back to this, and I'm going to say it again, y'all. I'm Saints fan to the max, but we're going to say it again. The contract we paid Drew Brees, okay? Let's say last year, even Lane said this, and might back me up or not. Last year was a bad year. This year, the people expect to see something. Because, we paid Sean Payton. Everybody, it ain't all about money.
Highest paid. Yeah, it's always about money.
It is all about money.
Highest paid coach in the league, but go ahead.
That's right. He's making $8. the Patriots, 7.5 plus other things, y'all.
Bill Belichick.
But he is the highest paid coach. So that contract we gave Breeze does roll down the line. This year, y'all, we need to do something. We need to do something because we need to do something here. We need to show some numbers and play football. Last year was a relaxed year. This year we need to play football.
I don't know about relaxed. I think that's kind of a strong
you know what I meant, and you're trying, but
I'm just saying. I think relax is really with that schedule we had last year. There wasn't anything relaxing about that.
Yeah. Plus, Breeze, you need to tighten his belt up. Everybody does. You're gonna get paid that kind of money with the big boys. Let's do it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Cut and dry.
You make a great point. You argue a great point. And really and truly, with the schedule, and I don't want to dampen people. I understand we're going to have a good year next year. You're not hearing this from us, and I'm saying we're not. But I think people are expecting us to mop up with the league and, return to the big Saints, the powerful Saints team that we were over the 2 years ago and the year before. Gosh, we lost a lot in that year.
Oh, yeah.
that Sean Payton went in there. And keep in mind, the schedule is brutal this year.
They knocked us in the dirt, y'all.
And keep in mind,
us in the dirt on this.
That second round pick that we lost last year, or this last year, is going to hurt us huge over the next few years. That's a big loss, a second round pick like that. I really think that made, but we'll see. We'll see if Sean Payton and Drew Brees, what their combined earnings is almost $30 million. Let's see if that money can pay off. And if they go out and don't want to jinx it, and we win a Super Bowl, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny, and that's the way you got to look at it.
And before we get off of NFL real quick, I'm gonna go back to the Honey Badger with Arizona. I heard some more news because I kind of keep up with them.
I'm gonna start calling you. Hold on, before I'm gonna start calling you the Honey Badger man, the Honey Badger news entertainment man.
I hated what happened with him. He did huge with LSU. We wish we would have been there this year because we lost a lot this last year. I mean, y'all, he is doing great at the Arizona camp. He is. I tell you what, he's gonna make some noise this year.
I told you that.
You heard it from Coyote.
I told you that though.
Oh yeah, he's playing. They took a gamble on him, and he's wide open right now.
I told you that he was going to be good at it. Nobody's ever questioned his talent. I say that every week, but now speaking of LSU, Les Miles, he's been. And I meant to send you this picture. I'm going to send it to you right now as we are broadcasting from two different locations. Here it is. If you go to Bleacher Report, courtesy of them, you see Les Miles rappelling down a 24-story building with the camera on his head. And people taking pictures of him, rappelling. I'm going to send you a picture of it. Basically what rappelling means is... You know how when you climb what you call it, like when you climb up a big mountain, you know how they have all that stuff tied to them and all that?
Oh, yeah, like safety cables and the harness and all?
Yeah, well, he's doing that, but he's going down instead. And he's doing it on a building, and he's doing it for charity. I'm sending you the picture right now. He's doing it for charity, and he did it for... I'm trying to think. I'm looking at the charity he did it for.
Oh, I heard he did something for charity.
It was for adoption. It was for adoption. And this is the one of the biggest. It's a 24-story building. It's an apartment building in Baton Rouge, and there's people just taking pictures of him as he's climbing down this, or they call it rappelling down this building. And he, it's just
unbelievable.
Did you get the picture yet? It's just...
Yeah, I got Yeah, that's something.
It's amazing. It really is. It's
Unbelievable.
Well, what is he? And he never sees his stuff. Surprise you at the things that he does. But that's the Mad Hatter. As you see him with the big blue helmet on, with the camera.
Unbelievable.
He did it for charity, and I heard that it helped out a lot. 24 silver bill. I thought I had to give him. I had to give him the credit for that, the Mad Hatter, and hopefully he can take that energy into the 2013 football season, which is, guys, 90 days away. We started against ECU. Oh, and also in LSU news, we did get the deal done. In 2014, LSU will play Wisconsin in, I think, Jerry World in Dallas. They will play Wisconsin. And then in 2018, LSU will go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, in Lambeau Field, the place where the Green Bay Packers play, and play Wisconsin there. How crazy is that? No, I'm sorry. LSU plays Wisconsin in Houston, which is a huge recruiting ground for LSU in Reliance Stadium. So that'll be a big game.
But, I'm still laughing about that. But anyway, I just pulled up real quick. Miles was joined by Miss Louisiana 2012, Lorraine Vizna, and Louisiana State Police. Colonel Mike Edison, he's the one that follows them. And the activity speaks of him going down the mountain was kind of a man Coach Miles is, and I commend his efforts. That's what was on Danny Dunn's lane.
Well, what's interesting is him going down this building. You could see people, he's in people's windows, and you could see people taking pictures outside of their windows of him. That's what's so funny. But in other news, the SEC, 9 out of 10 is going to go to a 9-game schedule in the next coming years. That's going to be huge. Right now we play 8. As tough as the SEC is, an extra game, that means instead of LSU playing, say, 4 non-conference games a year, they only get to play 3, which is going to make it harder for them to get to the national championship because of how tough the SEC is,
It's unreal.
So playing 9 games inside the SEC is going to make a huge difference.
Plus, they were talking about the other day again. We can go back and forth. LSU always got a hard schedule, and we got the toughest schedule again every year that we got to play the Floridas, the Alabamas. But anyway, and Alabama don't have to do that. And they were talking about that Monday. No one understands why.
LSU this year, Alabama has a set team from the East, and that's Tennessee. They play Tennessee every year. LSU has a set team from the East. It's Florida. Well, we all know Florida is a lot better than Tennessee every year. Well,
but that's just one of them things.
Here's another thing. There's a rotation between the other teams. Guess who else LSU has to play this year out of the East? Georgia. So they got to play Florida and Georgia out of the East, which is huge. That's going to be 2 of the best teams in college football.
Good job, good job of doing that. Good job.
It's not fair. It really is.
In fact, they were talking about that Monday. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Because that was a huge topic Monday. And you end up mentioning it. And good. And they were saying the same thing.
I don't care. I just want to make a statement right now. I know who you're talking about, and I don't care what they talked about on Monday. Just to let you know. I thank you for the plug, but I don't really care about what they talk about on Monday.
Anyway, y'all, I just want to let y'all know I know Lane, I don't know. I remember him. A side note, Larry Jones, former LSU center. He was a linebacker football coach, a sports administrator for LSU. He was big with the alumni. He played for LSU. And he did pass away Wednesday. But I just want to let y'all know that, Lane, that was the Uncle Yell days and all. Whenever he was younger, that was the big name. Whenever you said Larry Jones, that was huge. Then he ended up leaving LSU, going all over the place, and coming back to LSU and did some coaching. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know that.
Good, and our hearts go out to his family and everything else. We hope them the best. College football news and notes before we get into college baseball. Everett Golston, the Notre Dame quarterback, remember? He was a freshman last year. He got him to the national championship game last year where they got just manhandled by Alabama. We all remember that. But he did lead them. Say what you want about him. He led Notre Dame to an undefeated season. He gets kicked off of the the Notre Dame football team for, quote, poor academic judgment, which there's rumors that it could have been as much as him cheating on a test or getting caught cheating on a test, but because of them keeping it quiet, we're not going to know yet. But he will not play for Notre Dame next year. He got kicked off the team. This equals about the same. Notre Dame doesn't put up with stuff like this. We know that. They're a really tough academic school. This is about the equivalent of LSU losing Honey Badger going into the year last year, but bigger. This was their starting quarterback for Notre Dame, and they will not have Everett Golston. That's huge for Notre Dame.
Yeah. So why did he get kicked off again?
They're saying poor academic judgment, but what I'm hearing, what it means, and Notre Dame's not coming out and saying it, is it means possibly, and I don't want to say for sure because I don't know, that it's 9 out of 10 he got caught cheating on a test. And Notre Dame doesn't have any patience for people who cheat on tests. That's the way they roll. They don't. Notre Dame. That's a tough. I don't care how good of an athlete you are. They don't let stuff slide at Notre Dame when it comes to grades. Come on.
That's all. Like, that's all. Really, really big academic. You know what I mean? That's. You have to be smart to go to Notre Dame. You know what I mean? That ain't no bull.
True.
You have to have get accepted at Notre Dame is unbelievable.
And that's just it. Doesn't matter how, like we just said, it doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are. You got to have brains. You got to be smart to make it in Notre Dame. But that's going to wrap up the news and notes on that end. Now, I want everybody to hold your patience. It's coming. Hold on. The moment that everybody waits for, and we have Dad has a good one planned for you tonight. It's time for Yodi segment. Take it away, Dad.
Yeah, well, real quick, y'all, with the LSU baseball is the regions this weekend in Baton Rouge, and LSU. You got LSU, UL. Jackson State and Sam Houston playing. Anyway, long story short, help me out here, Lane. Tonight will be UL has a loss. And how huge is it?
Well, let me explain to it real quick.
Yeah, explain it better than me.
LSU won Friday night against Jackson State. Won Saturday night, which Dad will talk about. They kind of struggled against Sam Houston State. UL lost Friday night against Sam Houston State, got put in the loser's bracket, but then beat Jackson State in the elimination game Saturday night. But here's the problem. When you get put in the loser's bracket, you got to play a doubleheader if you come out of Sunday. They played earlier today at 2. UL did against Sam Houston State in an elimination game. They won. And in about 10, 15 minutes, they got to play again against LSU in a doubleheader. If they win, then they play again against LSU tomorrow for the championship. If LSU wins, it's over. Take it back over there.
Yeah, if LSU wins, it's over. Let me tell you something. Again, like I told y'all, even a lot of people can't catch it on ESPN3.com. If the provider don't have it, then you can't catch it. It's horrible. What it is, ESPN had the rights for this whole tournament, and I guess it wasn't big enough to do the regions, so I had to start watching it on the computer. UL lost their first game, but let me tell you something. UL, Lane, has showed me the last 2 games I watched. They tougher than what people think. LSU is having pitching trouble this whole tournament. We're going through. I can't go game by game. we're going through more pitches than what we expected. Yesterday, last night, we pitched Aaron Nola. We thought he was just going to go out there and wipe it out. Like, they scored 5 runs on us. Y'all, we are having trouble. And I'm not talking about this region here. And I keep jumping to the College World Series. But Lane told me something yesterday. We got the super regions we better worry about, huh, Lane? Explain that one.
Well,
I don't know exactly going on here.
I don't know exactly.
We're just having trouble.
I think we're going to be matched up against Virginia, and if they win, man, there's so much baseball going on. I can't even begin to start.
Yeah, it's just so much, and I'm trying to pull who wasn't playing this weekend because of a team violation. Real quick. He ain't playing. He's a pitcher. Cody Glenn.
That's big.
He's out. No one's telling us why. Y'all, you know how big that is that Cody Glenn is out for the weekend?
Now hold on. Now is he out for a violation for sure, or is he out for rest?
No, Lane. A team violation. A violation rule that he broke. This came out Wednesday. A violation rule he broke. That Coach Murray said he will sit. Hold on. He will sit the weekend and still thinking further wise.
He'll be playing in the region. He'll be playing in the super region. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
He'll be playing in the super region.
But they don't say what he did wrong or whatever.
From what I've seen, and I'm going to let you have this, but what I've seen out of LSU, they're going to have some problems in that super region. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're right, Lane. Now, I got to say, last night, I don't know if y'all watched the game. We were down 5-1. The hitting's better. We having trouble now of all things. It used to be the pitching was better. UL is nothing to take lightly. They played earlier today and really took care of business. It has been a good tournament. Again, they start at 7 o'clock on ESPN3.com. And it don't matter what you have, what television you have, you ain't going to watch it. You got to watch it on the computer.
Breaking news right now. Go ahead and let you know. ESPN has decided to not put it on ESPN3, but to now put the LSU UL Lafayette game on ESPNU. ESPNU tonight, 7 o'clock. Tonight.
Really?
I just made that up online.
Oh, no, because they explained why. It's not meant everybody was going crazy.
Well, you watch ESPNU, that's all it's been is college baseball. And they do a thing. They do a thing called Bases Loaded, which they go around all the ballparks, and they've shown LSU in it. It's kind of like a red zone channel. Right. If you have ESPNU, you can watch that. But there's been a lot of good baseball around the country, and that's why LSU hasn't got to the television. Next weekend, if they win this region, they'll be on TV next weekend.
Oh yeah. Next week, they already said.
Team. Yeah.
Next weekend, they gonna be on TV.
Which will be probably ESPNU again, most probably.
Really?
No, I don't know.
I just don't understand about this baseball. Why they don't make a big deal about it?
Well, you don't. ESPN's not devoting their channels to the regional. They're only devoting ESPNU and every now and then ESPN2 because there's not that. It's hard to explain. The regions aren't really the best round. The ratings aren't there. It's not worth it. Now, ESPNU has devoted a lot of time to it. But next weekend, ESPN will. Now, you turn the television on ESPN next weekend, it's going to be nothing but college baseball.
Well, at that time, everybody starts picking it up.
What's big time? What I mean? You got a lot of. Everybody's going to be. Every team that's going to. If LSU wins, every team that's going to be in LSU's region next weekend is going to be good. It's going to be a great baseball team. And they're going to need Cody Glenn. I can tell you that.
But it's probably a little violation there. Who knows? He might have went out that night. But all I know is, y'all, they broke a record last night. And that's what, I know it's always, if you buy season tickets, they always say the attendance is there. No, wait, the season tickets they sold that night, the attendance in there. They broke the record last night, y'all, with almost 11,000 people there. That LSU broke a record at Alex Box Stadium last night. So, I guess people trying to show them that, you know what? We're going to the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's going to be good.
Keep in mind the weather might have had something to do with the way LSU's played. Now, I know that's no excuse, but when Aaron Nola did get it together last night, he started pitching really, really good.
Because they did have a delay of game, y'all.
Right. Once he did start getting it together and getting his composure, he really had a good finish to the game. The Friday game against Jackson State, LSU played lights out, but keep in mind, that game would have been a lot closer if it wouldn't have been for errors made by Jackson State. Jackson State had a lot of errors.
A lot of errors. Did you see the game, Lane? How many errors they threw?
Yes, let's do it on the radio.
Yeah, they made a lot of errors. So, y'all, as far as the coach, Chris, I'll tell you what, that kid has really, really stepped up. He made all SEC this week. And All-American the first team lane, that's not good. He has really stepped up to close.
Yeah, and I like the kid, and I'm glad to hear that. I really am.
Yep.
Keep in mind that game starts, I'm guessing, it says 7, but it's probably going to be a little bit after 7. That'll get going. That's a late game, but can you imagine? UL just ended at like 5 o'clock.
Right.
And they got to start right back in 2 hours later and play another game when LSU's fresh.
That's the only thing, you know what I mean? That's the only thing that's going to help LSU.
UL has played 2 games over LSU 0 because LSU played, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday night before UL, didn't they? Or after UL? Saturday night.
They played after.
They played after, yeah, you're right. They did play
after. Yeah, they played after.
That's right. You're right.
But I tell you what, that pitcher for UL, that pitch, yes, they interviewed him. That's a good pitcher, Lane. It's all about pitching. They're saying right now, it's interesting to see who's going to. That's some of the pitchers we've been through. They still not saying who's starting for LSU right now. Nobody knows. They ain't saying it. You know? Let's see how they say that. The count or whatever. They have been going through so many pitches. Yeah, the pitch count. Right now, it's interesting to see who will pitch for LSU tonight. Right now, they ain't said it. You know? So, who knows? I still say with Cody Glenn out, threw everything off.
Oh, yeah, it did. No doubt about it. But he will be arrested coming into Super Regional. Maneri can say what he wants. He'll be playing in that Super Regional. Of course, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I just hope LSU doesn't take ooh-la-la likely tonight.
They
better not take them lightly tonight. You don't want to play Monday.
LSU should be taking all the teams lightly. This is my opinion. I think LSU has been taking all the teams this weekend lightly. I'm sorry. The way I've been watching LSU play this weekend, I've been watching every game. I think they have been taking them lightly. Yep. Mm-hmm. They better start playing some baseball. What I've seen on ESPN and everybody else play the Riders and all them play, they better play some baseball. Because right now they're already saying Cody Glenn being out, that Kirk McHugh was supposed to really take over. He pitched, let's see, Friday night. They were expecting 6-7 innings out of him. They had to pull him out after the second. They just
that's huge.
Play baseball. They have not been playing good baseball. They had to pull him out the second. They went through 8 pitches against Jackson State. Come on, eh?
Yeah, and it's not good.
8 pitches.
And they had that one inning, I think, the 7th inning, where they had to collapse and gave up all the runs.
Yeah, they just. So, I don't understand. And look, y'all, Coach Maneri, I'm sorry to say that, Maneri, I seen him yesterday evening last night. They just so happened to put the camera behind him. I mean, you know what I mean? He threw his hat again. He's just acting. You talking funny. And you can see the words. I can say what he said. He just threw his hat down. Like, God damn. You know, come on. They have not been playing LSU baseball. Not at all.
Well, they better get it together for that super regional, but got a lot of people.
They got hurt Friday night when they collided.
Oh, when they ran dead collided, that was going for the ball. That was huge. But
LSU weekend.
We got a few people listening to the show that are about to start watching that region, so we'll go ahead and put this thing to bed so Dad can do his analyzing and stuff. Next week, big show planned. We'll have the NBA finals that have started. We'll be able to review what's going on in that super regional, which hopefully LSU's in it. We'll see what happens after the night. Look for Friday night.
If they can't beat UL, well, they don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it.
Yeah.
So we got next week, man. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. Next week. NBA, college baseball, of course. Our weekly NFL news, Saints and LSU. Fully loaded next Sunday. Same time next Sunday, guys. 6 o'clock Central Time. Be here. And yeah, we appreciate it. We thank everybody for listening. Have a great work week. Dad, any last news and notes before we get out of here?
No, that's about it. I just want to tell everybody thank y'all for listening, and the ones that listen after the show. Sheila, everybody, I'm glad that y'all listened to the show live.
Thank you.
Thank y'all a lot. And we're just going to have more news next week for y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. And we'll meet up with y'all again right here next Sunday, 6 o'clock Central Time. Thanks for listening. Have a great work week.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.